welcome to Messy Missy. This is Melissa. I want to do a couple things today. One, give you an update on my made it myself daubers. I did get the new bottles. They are, you know, more typical dauber looking. These are 2 ounce. I got a dozen of them off of Amazon for, I can't remember, it might have been like $10, but they work great. My only complaint is that at first, you know, because this is really small, it's not your standard dauber size. Maybe I can find my one distress stain and show you. So it's smaller, which actually isn't horrible. It makes it easy to like just ink the line the page kind of, and I will demo that. I did do this one and I did this. This is the food coloring and water, and I'll tell you a little bit about that as I go, but you can see this is that Pakin paper again. And I did it on a regular composition book too on that paper, just so you can see. But as you can see right here, it did not go through, and this did not go through at all. So anyway, but I'm going to tell you that, or I'll tell you about that as I work in my journal a little bit. The only other complaint that not a complaint, but the only other thing that I can see that would be a disadvantage is it does come out. There's a lot that comes out because they're very watery. I did play with the mixture a little bit. It made a mess. My kitchen looked like a science lab. And my husband came home for lunch and just shook his head. And so I used to mix my own chalk paints to do furniture, and so I know that look. Anyway, I bought some more dye, some food coloring, and, you know, I told you I thought I had already bought some, and I did. As soon as I came home from the store with the new box of food coloring, I found the other one that I hadn't even opened yet, so, but that's okay. Anyway, they work pretty well. I don't know. There was times I found myself saying, oh, I think I like these better. But just because the nozzle, there's like a definite button that you push when you push down and activate it for the first time. Anyway, I'll show you in a minute. It just comes out. It's a lot. It's very fluidy. I had some issue mixing purples. As a matter of fact, I have, I think, like three bottles of purple. Had an issue with it coming out some weird color, and then like separating. So I did go back to the basics and actually followed the recipe on the back of the dye. I lost my little cap. Anyway, you know, with the vinegar and all that good stuff, so I actually did start putting some vinegar in them. I can only smell it in like one of them, and it's really not that big of a deal. I think it might have helped a little bit. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on it right at the moment. And then I got a head start on this. This was kind of my test page. And then as I'm doing some cutouts and stuff and working in my journal, I will, I'll tell you a little bit more about that. And then also I will show you, this was my playing page yesterday. Let's see, I think you can see that. It got messy because you can see the purple, but you can see the yellow, orange, red, and green and blue were great until I started having issues with the purple. That was user error. I was not paying attention to, I mean, that's like a color mixing error. That's not a product error. So, anyway, here's another, and you can see how pretty. This blue is just gorgeous. This is, I mixed a little bit of the, like a blue-green And this is the regular blue, and it is just gorgeous. That and the yellow, it's just beautiful. Anyway, so I was playing around with like a regular green and like a little bit lighter shades of green. I was playing with some like a lighter orange, a reddish orange, and so that came out pretty well. And anyway, I just kept going and going, and you can see that it did in some places bleed through. Let me show you. This was the first page that I was playing with, and it was so saturated. The liquid was just pooling on the page, and this is just regular composition page. And it ghosted, but it didn't bleed through. However, when I went back to the let me find it. Okay, went back to trying to mix some with the alcohol, just to see. Actually, what I did is I poured some of the ones I already had made with alcohol. I poured them into the new dauber, just to see if they worked any better than, you know, in this dauber the original one I had. And they work fine either way. As you can see, I was still experimenting with purple. And how vibrant these blues are. Oh my goodness, I love the colors. Okay, lost my train of thought. This is where I started with the alcohol. And you'll be able to see it went through that page and went on to this page. And, you know, so that definitely made a difference. I know Elizabeth had asked me about, you know, which ones had gone through. Last time I had all alcohol except for one that was just the water and food coloring. And so that was why I shifted. She had asked me if that one, you know, ghosted or bled through. And so I decided this time to make them all with water. And then, like I said, I tried the one with alcohol. So there is a definite difference. And I'll show you in just a minute as I'm going through my journal or working on it. Or I guess I can show you right now on this one. We'll just pick this page. How's that? This is, let's see. And then it's a good thing I only had 12 daubers, because I probably could have spent, well, I did spend all day. I probably could have spent more of the day mixing colors until, you know, the cows came home, so to speak. All right, I'm just gonna grab a couple of them. Because I should have labeled them. You know, that would have been the smart thing to do, but I didn't. Okay, this is the one with alcohol because I can smell, yes, I sniffed it. I can smell it on the applicator. And see, you have to do that push thing, and it just, there's so much of it that comes out. And it dries and it looks fine. And I even, you know, have blobbed some of it up, and you'll see the alcohol that ran straight through. Okay, so then I'm gonna do the same thing with, this is the orange, I think. Or no, this is maybe the yellow with just the water. And see how it pools? See, it's just, there's so much on there. But it didn't really go through. Now, I have left it. I left the rest of them to dry. That's why I tested it, you know, before I got on camera so that I would know. And it'll dry like that. I can set that one aside and show it to you in a minute. I can't remember which green this is. And, you know, and then that one did fine. And then this is the purple with the alcohol in it. See, I only just mixed a little bit. And let's see, what did I have? That was the one I already had. Okay, and then That, I think, is the one I was trying to mix more yellow in with the red. Anyway, I need to go back and swatch them and add and write what they are on them, but I was playing. So I'm gonna set this aside, and you can see already that the green one already dried. There wasn't as much. Some of them get wetter than others. There's like a lot of liquid comes out of the dauber if you push real hard or accidentally squeeze, and the bottles are pretty soft. So anyway, like I said, I was really just so disappointed when I saw this, and I'm like, well, dang, this isn't gonna work. But I'm gonna set it aside. Now you can also blot this and it would look fine, but anyway, we're gonna let it air dry, and then I'm gonna show you what it looks like on the back and on the front, okay? So in the meantime, I'm going to do some journaling. And I'm just, you know, kind of going back and forth again with some days, just trying to fill in some, hey, there's a new term. I'm not trying to catch up. I'm trying to fill in some blanks. There we go. I just have a lot of them. So, anyway, I'm working on the 13th, which is or was a Tuesday. Covering up my little calendar here. Yes, I still have my glass mat on. I probably need to take that off. I had that on from when I was painting. And by the way, if anybody was wondering, yes, that was acrylic paint that was dried on there until the next day, or probably 2 days later. And I got it all off, and it's very easy. And if anybody would like to know that trick, I'd be happy to share it with you. Okay, this is, now I have totally lost my train of thought. Okay, I got it back. I did a little splash of orange right here because I just wanted to use part of this bag. We did something really, really bad. We ate at Popeyes. Oh, but it's really, really good. And we quit doing fried anything when my husband found out he was diabetic. And so, but they had been showing this commercial for this chicken sandwich. And you know those commercials, you just don't watch them if you don't want to have to rush out and buy the stuff. But, anyway, so I got a chicken sandwich. And it was really good, and I have no shame in my game because it was so worth it. So, I am, but the bags are so neat. I don't know if you've ever paid any attention to some of these bags that these food places use. I use this one a good bit, and it just happens that it's orange and white too. This is Whataburger, and I know that's not something that is in all of the states. I think it's mostly in the Southeast. And if you haven't had one, you are not living. I will just tell you that. But anyway, the bags, it's almost like, I don't know, I find myself saving them, and then even I'll cut out what graphics I can use off of them, but the texture of the bag, even the white parts of them, are almost like, not glassine, but it's, they just have a really neat texture, and they're really fun to, you know, use stains or something like that on it. But anyway, okay, enough of that. But let's see, I have that, and I went, let's see, my arm is not quite working very well today, so, what else did we do? I have some other things printed out. If you saw my Instagram, I posted this on my Instagram and I think on my Facebook, but my sister this was her 3-year long anniversary, is what we call it. she had a double lung transplant on July 13th, 3 years ago. So the lung anniversary is like your new, well, they actually consider it almost like a new birthday. Except somehow or another with her, she had her other birthday last month. And so I think she's just in it for the 2 birthdays. But anyway, she's doing great. And it was a miracle to witness. And it's something I will never forget. And if you haven't had the privilege of knowing anyone who has been on the receiving end of an organ donation, it really is, it's incredible. I won't go off on that too much, but it's, I mean, she got out of surgery. It was a very long surgery. She had it at Shands in Gainesville. And so that's like a 6-hour trip for us. And we had to have our bags packed and ready to go when she was put on the list. And we were supposed to be, have our bags packed and ready to go within 15 minutes. And that was hard. It was hard to live like that for a while, but you do what you gotta do. And anyway, so that was, it's hard to forget a time frame like that, not to mention the year of, getting tested and going to this hospital and that UAB. We did the Birmingham, we did, anyway, there was a lot leading up to it. And then there's a lot of post-care. Like somebody had to live with her in Gainesville for like 3 months. So you had to have 2 caregivers so that they could back each other up. And so it was an experience. And I don't have, I guess I should have printed out my little original design. But as a fundraiser, I had, this is when I was making t-shirts, and this is when I quit making t-shirts. I had done a lung design, and I'd come up with the Breathing with a Purpose. And then we called her fundraiser Second Win for Jen. Her name is Jennifer. Anyway, okay, I won't go off on that. But that's a really special day for us. And, that's a really scary, it's a scary thing to go through as family and for her, I'm sure. But it's not something I would ever want to take back, because, you just learn so much and you grow so much from that. And anyway, if you're not an organ donor, please consider it. It is amazing what that can do to extend someone's life. Actually, like 8 people, I think. Okay, so with that, and I even said I had everything right here ready to go, and I probably fibbed. I'm gonna dig in my washi tape. Yay! Okay, just gonna tip in this little appointment card. And I thought about putting some more color in here, but I actually kind of like just the border. And I'm trying to remember that all of my pages don't have to be smothered with color all of the time. I actually think I will use that. Okay, I think I'm liking this one. It's kind of plain, but that's okay. Here, okay. Just trying to see if there's anything I was missing. Anyway, just gonna tip this appointment card in. And I went to doctor that we really, really love here. And I think everybody I know sees him. And for good reason. Okay, let me play stack the washi. He is, he's amazing. He's like, I tell everybody he's like got x-ray hands, you know. But I'm having some nerve issues in my arms. I have some nerve damage in my arms, and it's causing, well, it really is causing it to feel like glass in my arms. Like I have glass bits all in my arms all the time. And anyway, so I thought, well, you know, there really isn't a good, you know, the doctor that I went to see, there's, you know, a topical cream, and then there's a pill, you know, there's always a pill for that, for something. And, but they really weren't real optimistic about how it would work and whatever. So I said, well, you know, there's a chance that it stems from, you know, something just being misaligned or pinched or something in my neck. So I'm like, hey, it's kind of a Hail Mary, but I'll take it. And so I went, and he, you know, he seemed to know and have, you know, had other people or whatever. And so I felt pretty optimistic when I left there that maybe it will help. And so I go back in a few days, and you know, hopefully we will have seen some improvement. I already can see a little bit now. I've been on the, you know, that cream for about a week, so that could be helping too. And I've had to stay out of the heat. I've had to stay out of the sun, because when I step into the sun, it literally feels like somebody's just poking glass all up my arms, or like if you were standing in a fire ant bed. So it's just been really fun. So I am been staying inside in the air condition and lack of sun, and yay, right? I mean, I live in Florida. It's not real easy. It's not very convenient to avoid the sun or the heat. So anyway, alrighty. Well, enough of that. And I have some stickers. Let's see. And don't know what to do with them. Okay. I also did this. I finished, I think I was talking about this last week or something, about this little printable I did. Filmed, watched, whatever. And I just drew up the little YouTube symbol. Nothing, nothing complicated, nothing fancy, but, you know, it's easier for me to do this than to, you know, print something out every time I want something. So I'm going to glue this down. I was looking for, I have this, well, darn, I had it out. I'll find it in a minute. It's one of those little journaling blocks. I think it's Delusions. And it has that little ripple thing. Okay. Never mind, y'all are looking at me like I'm crazy. Okay. In the meantime, take a look at that while I'm looking for this other thing. It's starting to dry. Now that was the alcohol that was already there. So these are the ones that we just put down. And that yellow has a little bit of ghosting because there was so much in it. Now if I'd have blotted it up ahead of time or right after, then it wouldn't have probably even gone through. But it's also not done drying. But you see the green nor the red, even ghosted. I mean, you can see it. This is thin paper. But, so there's hope for it. I got really frustrated with it and discouraged for a little bit, but it has potential. I would, and if I looked and tried and whatever, I could probably find some better, you know, some better daubers. These probably were not like real high quality because they were fairly cheap. So it has, you know, it shows potential. And I'm gonna let that finish drying, and then we're gonna see if we even see it through there after it dries completely. One of these. These are those little doctors that I printed up last week. They come in handy more than I want them to. And yeah, I guess he does match. I was like, he doesn't match the page. Tell him, sorry, Doc, I can't come see you. You don't match my page. Okay. So yeah, I'll put him in here somewhere and put that down there. And yeah, I like the white with just the little bit of border, I think. Especially if, you know, if I come back and write, you know, and then you can use colored yeah, markers or pen. I mean, because, you know, we've got a few of those, right? And I don't need both of these, but I printed them. I'll start with this one. Oh yeah, I haven't glued that down yet either. And I need to pick a number, right? So, that'll work. I did this one on a little bit thicker cardstock. I don't know why I did that, but I did. I probably don't need to because it bulks up the book, but that's okay. That's all right. And, oops, I kind of covered his head, didn't I? Well, we can't have that. Oh, I'll do that later. Let's see, what else? I'm gonna flip back and do some on the 9th. And I am gonna put some color on this one. I just want some, maybe let's try this. See, this is where you were gonna get the demo, right? And right now you're just getting my arm. Okay, this is a blue, this is a blue-green. And I need to dump out some of the purples. Okay, bring this one back. Are y'all getting dizzy yet? See how you have to like push and then it's like it comes out so much. Okay, so that's the blue. And I do still have you going, right? Okay. And then this is kind of a blue-green. They look much better after they dry. I will tell you that. Okay, so I'm going to mark this one just blue. And that is a gorgeous blue. And these are just the food coloring that I got at, you know, just your regular Walmart brand, or one of them was like a McCormick brand. Just, you know, the ones that are in your spice aisle. I'm going to call this one kind of a, it's a light teal maybe, or aqua. We'll call it aqua. It's shorter. Okay, so I definitely want this color, and then I didn't, okay, so this is the one, this is my little bit of pink, and remember I love the pink a lot, but I couldn't get this pink out of this food coloring, because the red just, I don't have those kind of mixing skills, but this was off of a pink or hot pink marker. So I'm not going to abandon the whole marker concept, but remember these have the alcohol in them a little bit. Let's see. Let's see if I can do this. Okay, if it bleeds through on that, we'll never know, right? Because that was that page with all the colors. Okay, so there's not much in that, but that does have some, that is one of the alcohol ones. One of the original ones that I made. So I need to figure out, I guess my next step is to see if I can still use some of the markers like I made. Do you remember that? How I made these originally? And cut the insides of the markers and soaked them in alcohol for a while. If you haven't watched that video, you might want to. It's the the ones on the I made my own daubers kind of thing. Okay, so that's not really exciting. Let's see, this is Saturday. The 9th? No, Friday the 9th. Okay, we had family in, and I think I was telling you that they went out, went on the boat to watch the Blue Angels. I can't remember if that part got cut out or not. And we went over that evening and play home movies. My in-laws had a bunch of, you know, just those little, what are they, 8mm or whatever. Whoops, sorry. The little home movies on reels, and so we watched those, and they were very comical. You know, some of them were my husband and his brother when they were little, and you know, but there's a bunch of different family. And then the really funny part was that there was somebody that my father-in-law was filming, and it was at some zoo. I don't know where, they knew where, but anyway. And there's this other family, and there's no sound, and it's this woman, and she's holding this baby, and she's waving to the person who's holding the camera, and we were like, is this your other family? Is there something we should know? So it was just funny. Just funny. So my father-in-law's like 83, I think, and anyway, he's just fun to give him a hard time. And what was I looking for? Oh, that's what I was looking for. And my punch. I think I will use this one. Yep, good, it worked. Those little printables are from, the numbers that I pulled out are from Pocket Journal Pam. And then the sheet with the days on it that I just cut off of, that's from Brooke. Recreations by Brooke. So I think I'm gonna do that. And, well, is there anything that said, oh, wait a minute. No, maybe I'll do this. Anyway, so it was just fun. It was just silly fun, and we set up the projector and a sheet over the fireplace and watched movies. I think this is one of my mother-in-law's brother and his first wife, and that was beside the point. I just took a picture of what the image looked like on the sheet. So it was just fun. So it was something different too, you know, something different to do. And at the camp, there was the little Camp Make Believe. There were little things, and I think this night was, I can't read this one. Your movie night at camp. Watch your favorite movie, and then your daily documentation, movie watched, and favorite snack. Well, oh, I guess I deleted that picture. Somebody had cookies. But anyway, so it, you know, the camp was set up kind of like you were actually going away to camp and had movie night, and it was really cute. So, oh, put that up too soon. It just happened that we were watching, you know, these home movies, so it counted, and it was different, you know, it was something different. I think I will end up edging this one. And when I had to go and come back, so I found my little journaling block, and this is Delusions, that Diane Reevely that I was looking for a minute ago, and it's just kind of, I guess I'll do it on this one. Might do it in pencil first. So I can't remember if there's anything else that I was supposed to put on here. Oh, I know what we got. Pardon my arm. We had Arby's. Maybe that'll be our snack, because we just got those sandwiches at Arby's and took them over on the way to movie night, because that was a work night for my husband. So this is a fun, if you haven't ever used this or seen it, because you can just do them. You can actually line up the previous line if you're, you know, meticulous like that. If not, then you can just put them wherever you want. Oop. Or you can, you know, accidentally move the ruler. So you get the idea. It's just a different way of doing a journal. You know, the actual journaling. Okay, that was not supposed to be that meticulous. It's just a different way to give yourself a journaling spot and to fill up, you know, page that you don't have a lot to put on it. And then you can use them, you know, to go back and make other shapes. And this is a little bit of ruler and little dashes and whatever if you want to, but or you can use it as a big stamp block. The cling stamps will stick to it, and it's only like $8 or $6 or $8, something like that. So it's just a neat little tool to have. I'll probably go back and line these with a marker. Or let's see, I have gel pens. Is that a, yeah, this is an actual gel pen. And I know that these two pages do not jive in the least. What can I do about that? I don't know. Do I care? Maybe. Maybe I don't care a whole lot. Maybe we'll just pretend like they're not together. How's that? And we're just gonna call it good. We're gonna glue some stuff down and call it good. Because this matches what's on this page, and maybe I'll just do black and white lines and not promote the red so much. What do you think? I think that'll work. Let's see. Yeah, that color bled through too. Okay. Oh, I was gonna put something. I have a picture of the Blue Angel that from there when they went from the air show. I'll probably come back and put that somewhere on here, and then I'll whenever I do that and figure out how big that's gonna take up or what kind of space that's gonna take up, I might come back and do like these lines in a marker. So that's, well, I did a really bad job of gluing. See, that's that day. And that's what happens when you print stuff on cardstock and put in your journal. It's easier when it's not, when it's just regular paper like that. Okay, so this is Saturday the 10th. This is what I was talking about. Well, I can't draw a straight line either. The smaller dauber tip is good for outlining, you know, instead of using your markers or whatever. And see, it didn't go through. I think I'm just gonna edge this one too. And if I could, you know, drive straight, draw straight, whatever. But see how well that goes on? And I mean, it works out pretty well, I think. And obviously, I think if you put a lot on there, it will eventually go through. almost any paper. So, what other color? I could use a yellow. Let's see, that yellow has... So let's check on our status here. Did I not write yellow on? I swear I thought that I even wrote it on. Okay, so this was the yellow that we did in the beginning of this video. We did this yellow and green and this reddish color. And remember the yellow had that big puddle? So it's completely dry now. And it ghosted a small bit. The green and the reddish orange did not at all. I mean, you can see it through, you can see it on the other side, but so it only ghosted because there was such a puddle, I think. So let's see, I'm trying to remember. Yes, that's yellow. So I think it did pretty well. I mean, you know, you can do with that info whatever you want, and it's an option. Oh, I will tell you this. When I cut off and then cut away and then came back, I did look at that again, the cost of these daubers, and it wasn't 10. Apparently it was like 20. So I didn't realize that. I was thinking it was like 10. So unless for some reason it went back up. No, because I think that was the price I actually paid. So it wasn't quite the bargain I thought, but I have since found some other daubers that were bigger that they sold like individually, and some of them were $3 to $5, and I don't think I'd go that far. But oh, and I also have some of the Dollar Tree daubers, and I probably need to get those out. They're not bad. I've used them. This was our menu from Cheddar's. Cheddar's is it's a chain. And we went, let's see, shareable appetizers. Yeah, right. That was every person for themselves that night. It's a chain. I don't know where they are or whatever, but it really doesn't matter. I like they're a pretty economical place to eat. And they can accommodate, you know, a few people in your group if you have a bigger group. Anytime we do anything with either of our families, it's a large group, because we have large families. But they have the best spinach dip. And I don't know what makes theirs so good, but my husband doesn't eat it, so anytime we go with, you know, like his mother or anything, you know, I always take advantage of getting it because it's more than I can eat by myself. So anyway, you didn't care about all that, right? Okay, so it was raining that Saturday, and they had already gone and been out on the boat the whole day before, and watching the Blue Angels. So it was raining, and we were like, well, what are we gonna do? And I can leave it to my aunt. Well, it's actually his aunt's. I figured they would want to go thrift store, you know, bargain shopping, or yard sailing or whatever, but it was storming. And anyway, so they called and said, hey, we want to go to Hobby Lobby. And I was like, yes! Yay! So my husband, bless his heart, he drove, cabbed, accompanied, chauffeured, that's the word I'm looking for. He chauffeured, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 women into Hobby Lobby. I think he gets an award for that, right? And the really funny thing is, you know, they're from out of state, so they're like, oh, when they go in, they're like, oh, well, we want to look at this, or they want to look at that, whatever. And so he was playing tour guide, and he's like, how bad is it that I know where stuff is in Hobby Lobby? I said, I personally think it's wonderful that he knows his way around all the craft stores here. I think it's wonderful. You know what I didn't do? A date. Oh well, there's no law that says they have to go up there. I will show you one thing that I did get at Hobby Lobby. I had been wanting these, they're floss rings. They're the large, kind of like you would do like like your binders, like your the small jump ring or the book binder. Anyway, I'd been wanting, well, oh, I'm opening the wrong end. Been wanting this for this reason. I would like to, I've seen a couple people use them for their washi tapes, and I don't know if it's as convenient as, you know, it looks to be, but I would very much like to try. Now, I only have 2 rings, and clearly I have more washi than I have rings, but I wanted to try it first because I wasn't sure if these are going to be big enough. But I'm thinking that, of course, these are really big. Those are wide rolls, so I'm thinking I group them in like a theme or color. I don't know. And then especially around like Christmas or fall, or, you know, the different holidays or something. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. You know, just to group them, you know, oops, sorry, I shook you. To group them together, and I think that will be convenient, especially if you're like trying to travel or whatever. You just need to grab a handful of washi and limit your play, you know, so you not have to dig in a big old drawer of washi all the time. Right here, I was just talking about how we were playing cards with his family, and we were playing spades, and I wrote on the score sheet, us and y'all, and she was saying that I spelled her name wrong, and I said, no, it's y'all, I know how to spell. And some clearance washi that I got a while back, and just kind of playing with the page and getting brave with some markers and writing in my own dates. So I'll just let you finish out the video. Bye.